Welcome back, guys. Had intended to film this video out in the Mallee today, out at Ferries McDonald, but there was people everywhere out there. Weirdly enough, given it's a gloomy, cold sort of day. It's pretty nice out there, but here in the hills it's pretty miserable. So instead I'm going to film this video here at Native Avenue, close to home. As you can see, we're late August at the moment, or late August. I think it's actually middle of August, yeah, 16th today I think it is. So it's just starting to rain here at Native Avenue. Haven't come far from the car. Gonna see if there's any orchids up. I'm not sure if there will be yet, but there's definitely carnivorous plants around. A lovely patch here of Drosera whitakeri in flower. So these have been in one of my shorts, or a couple of my shorts, and one of my videos recently. Yeah, obviously middle of their flowering season here at the moment. Hopefully we'll see a couple of the other species today. When I was out at Ferries McDonald, or at Minato actually, I went past Ferries McDonald because obviously it was full of people. There was the climbing sundews there in flower. So hopefully see some of those here as well. Hoping there'll be some tall sundews up, but we'll see. Apologies, there's a bit of wind noise coming through the footage. I can't really avoid that on my phone at the moment. But yeah, we're gonna have a wander. There might be some Glossodia major up. Might be a bit early as well. Might be some gnat orchids. Might be some mosquito orchids, perhaps some corybas as well, but we'll see. We're still quite early given how dry the summer was, so it's been nice and wet lately, a few warm days interspersed. But yeah, I suspect the season's been fairly well pushed back. I'm seeing climbing sundews as we're walking, but none of them are in flower yet, just masses of the pads. No flowers as yet. So yeah, we got a little bit of a walk to the most of the interesting stuff, and I'll bring you in if I see anything. Alright, so we've made it up to the, what I would say the most orchid dense sort of section of this area. And I have actually found some Acanthus, which looks like it may be in flower. I haven't been in for a closer look yet, and there's definitely some corybas here. So I'll flip you around and we'll have a look at those guys. I don't think I've actually shown corybas in any of my videos yet, so I think these are probably slaty helmet orchids, which I think is corybas incurvus maybe. I know Diamenicus is the veined helmet orchid, which are also up here. But yeah, I'm pretty sure these are slaties. Alright, so first up, we'll just see if we can see some of these Acanthus. They might actually be done. It looks like they're actually done. It's these guys here. But yeah, they're finished flowering. There's a few here that are sort of still hanging on. They're quite an early flowering orchid, so but they form massive colonies up here. There's still a few that are still pushing some buds up here and there. They just form absolute carpets in this area. But around this side, we've got our corybus colony. They have a similar leaf. But yeah, got this one down here. I'm gonna have all stuff in the way. These are really hard to film sometimes because they're so close to the ground. So this is a helmet orchid. They have the little flower there, which is the purple bit on top, and they sit on like the disc-shaped leaf. And they're quite small. It's my pointer finger there. I'm pretty sure this is... you know what? I'm not even sure. Could be slaty helmet orchid, could be the veined helmet orchid. But yeah, they also form colonies. I can only just see that one flower there. Oh, there's another one there. Get a sort of side on look at this one. Bit of an awkward spot. But yeah, you can see they're an interesting looking sort of flower. On top of their leaf there. They have a very similar sort of leaf to the Achianthus. So you can see these guys are the disc-shaped leaf, and then you've got the Achianthus, which is more of a heart-shaped leaf, red underneath on the Achianthus. Yep. And then green underneath for the helmet orchids. They're a little bit fleshier too, the leaves on the helmet orchids. I'm hoping we will actually see a few more. But I'm going to grab some photos of these guys before we move along. So I'll just cut away for a moment. So yeah, anyway, as I was saying, a little bit surprised to see these guys flowering, given how dry it was. I thought I wasn't going to see any at all. I was out at Warren a week or so ago and normally find plenty of them there. Didn't see any. There's another couple in here. I think in that, I can't even remember if I filmed a video there, but normally find these guys, you can see there's a whole bunch of them there, 4 of them in a row, in this cypress-leafed plate moss, and this is exactly where I found them today. Another one back there. Yeah, so normally find good colonies where you find good patches of that plate moss. There's obviously like plenty of the Drosera around as well, Whitacri. Not much else up yet though. I haven't seen any sort of early Diorus. I haven't seen any Glossodia major. I've seen a couple of rosettes from Pterostylis, but not seen any flowers yet. Yeah. A few of the billy buttons starting to push up now. These guys. And I've seen some of the lilies starting to, like the bluegrass lilies, starting to poke their spikes up as well. So, shan't be too long now. Spring is definitely on its way. You can see what I mean with these Achianthus, how they form all these little heart-shaped leaves here. They just form massive carpets in this area. A couple of flower spikes there still. But yeah, I don't reckon these guys have actually flowered heavily this year. It's real just sporadic stalks, flower spikes here and there. The colony goes basically all the way to the edge of the cutting up there. Anyway, I'm going to keep wandering for a little bit. I am hoping maybe with some of the damp, there's like a trench on the other side of the cutting up the top there where there used to be a vehicle path. I'm hoping that perhaps over there there'll be some it'll be slightly damper and maybe we'll see some Pterostylis, but not holding out hopes. Alright, I'll come back to you. Alright, so just bring you back in. Those helmet orchids that I've already seen, definitely slaty helmet orchids, because I've just found the veined helmet orchids here a little bit further up. These guys don't have that green cap on them, they're more uniformly red. So I'll spin you around and we'll have a look. So we haven't come far, just around a little bend in the track. But again, you've got this hypno moss, cypress leaf plate moss, whatever you want to call it. I'm not very good with mosses. But yeah, these are going to be the veined helmet orchids. I'm going to show you this one first. I did find one that was a better, this one's like a side-on view, but you can see the cap is all red. Isn't that, well, slate colour? There's a lot of leaves of them in here, but there's not too many actual flowers. I saw one that was facing us before. There's one down in here under the log. Excuse the angle. It's not going to want to focus for me because it's... Again, you can see it doesn't have that greeny slate coloured cap. It's a more uniform red colour. Can never find the one you were looking at when you go to find it. Oh, he's all the way back there, so I can't see it. Alright. So, oops, sorry. Alright, so obviously I dropped the phone and then missed my entire spiel about these guys. So, this is this veined helmet orchid back in here, Corybus thiomenicus. Yeah, nice one, facing straight at us there. I want to focus on the actual orchid itself. They look very similar to the slaty helmet orchids. Grow in identical conditions essentially. Yeah, a couple of Calladenia leaves there as well. You get both species up here, the slaty and the veined. I think there's, 3 or 4 species here in South Australia, but these are the only 2 I see with any sort of regularity. Yeah, so I'm going to grab some photos of this guy just for a record, and then we will move along a bit. Alrighty, so we've crossed over the railway line and we're heading back towards the Native Avenue crossing now. So you've just got these, it's hard to tell on the camera, but there's a couple of like decent ditches here on top of the cutting that are often much wetter than what you'd expect for the top of a hill. Yeah, often find pterostylis and stuff through here, maroon hoods and nodding green hoods mainly. I'm going to keep an eye on the other side of the cutting though. A couple of years back I did find, it was out of season at the time, it was like during the warmer weather, but I found some ghost mushrooms down there, which are, I think the scientific name is Omphallotus nidiformis, and they glow in the dark, which is really cool. It's the only time I've ever found them. I think the most common place to find them here is like out in the Kaipo forest, which is south from here. But yeah, I haven't seen them again in subsequent years, and as I say, when I did find them, they were out of season. Not that they have like a, a season for picking them, but a general growing season. So yeah, we're just going to keep wandering back along this side of the cutting. Hopefully we'll see some more of the Corybus when we get closer to Native Avenue on this side. I've seen them there before on the final little rise. I'll certainly bring you back in if I see any more. Still working our way along, just figured I'd show you this. It's a big clump of pterostylis rosettes. So these are the basal rosettes. And then the flower spike comes up out of these guys. I'm not very good with identifying these from rosettes. If I had to guess, these are going to be maroon hoods or nodding green hoods. So Pterostylis pedunculata or Pterostylis nutans. But I'm rubbish at identifying from rosettes. There is also, I'm pretty sure these are Corybus leaves here. They're quite stiff and fleshy and then green underneath. I can't see any actual flowers though. So, I mean, they don't always flower. There's also some Calladenia here. So these guys just starting to come into bud. I'm pretty sure these are going to be Glossodia major. I don't think these are anywhere near hairy enough for Calladenia tentaculata. Yeah. But again, I'm not very good at identifying Calladenia from leaves either. So, apart from the obvious ones. So yeah, probably a fair way off for the, got more of the Pterostylis rosettes in here. Stacks of them. So yeah, obviously a bit early for these guys as well. And we got some more. This could be tricky. I'll try and show you, provided I don't fall down the cutting. Looks like Corybas diamenicus. Could be Slaties, actually, now that I'm seeing them. A couple in here. Doesn't want to focus again. A couple of them there in flower. Again, heaps of leaves, but only ever a few in flower. Also got Drosera whitakeri down here by my feet. Yeah, a little bit of a precarious position here in the cutting, but still cool to see him. Just going to grab some photos. Looks like I disturbed someone's midday nap. Oh, he's off up the hill. Not sure where he came from. Didn't see him until he started running away. Red fox, Vulpus vulpus. Feral species in the Adelaide Hills, obviously. Just making our way along the tracks until we can duck up and out of the cutting again. Haven't really seen anything unexpected today. I was hoping to maybe see some early Diorus, but getting hosed up a bit for that, I think. It's just starting to rain again. I feel like maybe my camera's misbehaving. Guess I'll find out when I go to edit all these clips together. We're just going to be ducking up the right side of the cutting here. Should see a few more Corybas up here, I think. Haven't seen any of the climbing sundews in flower here. Obviously, as I mentioned, when I was out at Ferries McDonald an hour or so ago, there was heaps in flower. They were pretty much all flowering, but here, none at all. Plenty of them around, just not flowering. So yeah, it goes to show the different sort of seasons in different areas. So you can already see you got the leaves, the Corybas here. Not seeing any in flower. Oh, there's one. I tell a lie. It's always pretty reliable. So this is a slaty helmet orchid. And here, you can see they got a slightly different form to the Diamenicus. They've got this sort of like grey-green cap on top. And they're not quite as like toothed around the edges of the flower. Still a cool little orchid though. Alright, I'm going to grab a quick photo of this guy. So I could keep stopping and showing you every single one I come across, but there's quite a few up here, veined and slaties. But you can see they do actually form quite large colonies. when they want to. Again, they don't all flower. You just get like flowers here and there. It's a bit of an odd looking one, but I think it's just a slaty that hasn't quite developed yet, that one. Hood hasn't quite pushed out over the petals yet. Yeah, stacks through this section. We are just on top of the last cutting, or the first cutting out of Native Avenue. Still heaps of the Drosera Whitakeri in flower. These guys are hitting their stride at the moment. So yeah, a bit of a simple video this one. Pretty much just the one species or two species of the same genus that we've looked at. But as I said earlier, I don't think I've actually done a video on them yet. So anyway, I think we'll call it there. I'm pretty much within eye shot of the car now. So thanks again for watching. Drop us a like if you enjoyed it, and a comment if there's anything you want to know anything more about. And as usual, we'll see you in the next one. Hooroo.